All right. Hello, hello, everybody. It's Sky Houston here representing Urban One, Radio One, Praise 92.1, Magic 102.1, and 97.9 The Box. And as that conglomerate, we take very seriously what it is we do in the community and who we do it for. So that is you. Welcome to today's Black Business Month Spotlight. Today, we're going to be talking to Black business owners who have made it to the top of their industries, and they're going to be giving you tips on how you can do the same and how to sustain once you get there. So today's conversation is being brought to you by the Black McDonald's operators and a bunch of our friends like today's host. You guys, welcome to the stage. If you're listening in YouTube, if you're listening on Instagram or our Facebook page, please welcome our Black Business Spotlight for today, Miss Elena Salisbury, Color du Jour. Now I'm gonna bring Elena on here. Elena, are you there?
Hi, yes. Thank you for having me, Sky. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Now, if you see my face today, Elena, I try to touch up myself. You know, I believe in Black beauty and I'm
Mhm.
enhancing, not over
You're
time, but
beautiful.
thank you. You do as well. But I believe in enhancing beauty. I love beauty products. I'm a makeup woman. So today, let's talk a little bit about the Black beauty industry. First, tell us what you do and about a little bit about your business.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elena Salisbury. I am the founder of Color du Jour. I own a Color du Jour makeup studio alongside my husband, and we have five makeup artists, three hairstylists in the studio. We have photography services, videography services. It's definitely a one-stop shop. I service bridal clientele, women from all walks of life, men as well. And I also host classes where I teach individuals that would love to learn how to apply makeup on themselves and also upcoming makeup artists that want to learn from me.
Wonderful. Now, I love the fact that you said you teach people how to do it for themselves. A lot of
Absolutely.
times we have no clue what we're doing, the proper application, and beyond that, what it takes to really sustain our own beauty. So let's talk about that a little bit. How did you get into this industry? What sparked your interest in the beauty industry?
I always have loved makeup. I will say that I was the girl in the restrooms on picture day doing everyone's makeup. When I went to college, I would do everyone's makeup there. And from there, when I graduated from college, I started my makeup business. And the way that I started it, mothers know, right? So
Yeah.
they see your interest. So my mom made me business cards, and from there, she coined me Unique Touch. Can you see me? Are you still able to see me?
Yes.
Okay. She called me Unique Touch. And just from there, I started my business. And then I went back to her and I was like, Mom, Unique Touch is not unique enough. So I need to come up with a new name. And so from there, we came up with Color du Jour, which is color of the day. I decided to go with du jour, which is like the French language is sexy. And so I wanted to choose a name that encompassed my overall objective and goals in my business. And I wanted to cater to people of all walks of life for a particular day and a special event. So that's how I came up with my name. And I do find it necessary for you to come up with your objective and your goals and your purpose for your business before deciding on a name. And so from there, started doing makeup, and I also taught seventh grade science for 4 years, coached volleyball, did summer school, all while building my clientele.
Wow. I love how you incorporated all the pieces of you, right? You
Yes.
talked about loving it and showing other people in school how to do their makeup. But how did you really hone in on where you were focused? Because the beauty industry is a big industry. How did you focus on your segment? Like, what did you decide this will be my niche?
Um, I will say it was when I went to a Mac counter and they saw that I did my makeup and they were like, Did someone here do your makeup? I was like, No, I did my own. And so from there, that's when I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm good at this. And then, when you have a lot of people that are asking you to do their makeup, when my mom made me those business cards, a week later, I was booking weddings.
Wow.
And so I just knew that that was my niche. That was where I'm supposed to be. And so from there, it just took off. Word of mouth is so powerful. I tell people social media is great, but if you treat your clients right, they will advertise for you.
Mhm. I love that. And let's talk about this really quickly because I just told my son this the other day. My son claims he does not want to go to college, right, Elena? He says he hates school. And so I said, son, you're going to have to be an entrepreneur. You're going to have to find something that you enjoy and that you can focus on. So,
Right.
what was your trick? Did you go to college and did you study to get greater in what you and your mom found was your thing?
So no, I went to Stephen F. Austin University where I majored in biology and I wanted to do physical therapy. I was working on my prereqs for physical therapy. I did 2 physical therapy internships and I was like, I don't think this is where I want to be. Even though I loved it, I was like, this is not for me. And so, no, I don't use much of my degree. And me and my husband talk about that all the time, where we're probably not going to push that as much onto our kids unless they decide they want to do that. Entrepreneurship is great. We found it to be great for us and work for us. It does not work for everyone. But I do feel like if you already have that passion and you can make money from it, that should be your focus.
And you guys probably see the stat on the screen that 35% of Black business owners are women. But I can't say that growing up, I heard or was pushed, go into business for yourself, go into your business for yourself. And I agree when you say it's not for everyone. So, what has been some of the challenges that you find? Because obviously it's for you and your husband, but share with us your journey into business. How has it been for you, and what tips would you give other people considering going into business for themselves?
So for us, I will say there were some challenging moments as far as finding a business loan. When it came to building out our space, we weren't approved for any business loan, even though we had everything there necessary to be approved for a business loan. We did not receive a business loan, so we had to do everything ourselves. So you become creative with finding ideas and ways of obtaining money. So I went on tour with my makeup. I was like, okay, let's do it. And so when I went on tour with my makeup, we were able to pay for everything in our studio. Also, the challenges that we faced during COVID is crazy too. So you also want to focus on having that second stream of income. So during COVID, while I'm sweating and, not really wanting to do online classes because it was new to everyone, right? Everyone was stressing out about COVID and the shutdown. And during the COVID months, we also had to continue paying for our studio, which is in Upper Kirby area. So that's prime real estate. So we had to host online classes. And under that stress, I was able to help so many artists figure out a way to bring in that second stream of income. I was working on my online content, my online classes. So we found ways around those challenges for sure.
Quick question. Let's back up to where you said we didn't get business loans. What was it for you guys? What do you feel kept you guys from getting the loans that you need? Because a lot of people are going to face that challenge trying to find how to fund this business. I have this dream. I have this idea in my head of what I want to do. It's great to me. How do I cast a vision and get funding? Would you share a little bit about that?
So with us, the issue was we haven't owned a brick and mortar. So that's what they kept saying. You haven't had a brick and mortar yet, so we can't approve these business loans. We were so confused. We were like, how can we run or do our build out, start this business without a business loan? But everywhere we turned, it was like denied. Credit score amazing. Everything was in place. Finances in place. Our numbers were in place, but we were not approved. So, you just have to be creative. And it's so good. Like our community, we definitely need to have those people in place that invest, look for investors. And some people are, I guess, hesitant with that, but it's very necessary, like to have something in place that will help back you up when it comes to your business plan.
And what would you suggest? What does that look like? Say if I'm Sky trying to get Sky's Cosmetics off the line and I get a bank loan denial. What would you suggest I do non-traditionally to try to get creative? What are the creative ideas that you would give a person looking to do the same?
I know for us, so funding came from our closest friends, and they believed in our vision. They believed in, they would get their makeup done by me often. And so what we did was they gave us money and we paid them interest on that money. And so they were able to make their money back as well as the interest from investing in my business.
So it sounds like crowdfunding,
Absolutely.
getting with your closest neighbors, people that you've serviced. So you got to get going. It sounds like twofold. The banks didn't approve you because you didn't have a track record, but you had a track record of doing the work. So
Right.
finding people you've worked with before who like and who keep coming back to you and asking them, they clearly believe in what you do.
They did.
So I love it. I love it. I love it. So tell me this, after COVID, what has been some of the most rewarding things you've experienced being a Black business owner?
Just knowing that you made it through COVID, and the fact that we didn't shut down, because we have artists in the studio that were depending on us and we wanted them to still have a place to come back to. In our building, there were other businesses that had to shut down. They weren't able to sustain, paying that rent during that shutdown. So it was just so nice to be able to breathe knowing that we made it through it.
And you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
I always say if I'm looking at a product, I look at the person who's selling me the product. I look at the person who's doing the service and I say, do they look like someone I want to have me look the same way? So, what would you tell a business owner about presentation?
I always say, you have to have a look for yourself. I do one-on-ones for individuals where they want to learn how to look presentable. And you don't have to do, like, I know this is probably more than what every woman would want to do for an everyday look or business interview. But I do feel it necessary that you have to know a look for yourself and know an application that's going to be flawless and presentable to others. So you can sell your product.
Got to be believable. Well, I'll believe you if I see it. I have to see it to believe it. And tell me this. I know you said initially you didn't want to do online courses. That just wasn't what you wanted to do. But tell me, what's been some of the benefits
I did
of your
online courses. During COVID, I was saying when I was stressing out from it was new to everyone. So, at that time, you don't want to focus on doing any classes or working, but we had to really jump into gear to do those online classes. But I do online classes. A lot of my workshops, step-by-step makeup tutorials are on my website, colordujour.com, where I teach, like, you can learn from your computer, anywhere from your phone, how to do your makeup.
And do you utilize social media? Has social media been helpful for your business?
Social media has definitely been helpful. It's free marketing right there. So I say build your social media up, post, make sure what you're posting is selling your business, building your brand, and it's representing you and what you want others to view you as.
Right. And what would you say, with Color du Jour, I'm most proud of what?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What makes you feel good? This is your baby, right? And on top of that, it being your baby since high school, middle school, it's also something now that you're doing with your family.
Mhm.
So, what would you say, Elena, at the end of the day, I feel good when I think on this?
Think on how much I have done. I mean, so I have been in business for 13 years doing makeup. I have had my studio open for 7 years now. I have worked on celebrities from Gabrielle Union, Latoya Luckett, who has a new show on YouTube, Leave It to
That's
Latoya,
so good.
um, Shawnee Henderson, Tamar Braxton. So, I mean, I've done so many people. I've hosted so many hands-on classes from beginner to pro. I've traveled with my classes. I do a lot of destination weddings. And all on top of that, being a business owner, managing my studio, being a mother, being a wife, and trying to find time for myself. I'm just proud of the balance that I have. I don't know if it's balance. proud of the fact that I have been able to do all of that and not have gone crazy, I should say.
And that's a testament. You guys see the stats again at the bottom of the screen. Black businesses generate $150.2 billion. That's gross revenue. So my next question, being proud that you've accomplished this, would you suggest that others who have an inkling that they want to be in this business, is there a reward of being in this business?
Absolutely. I feel like everyone should find their artistic identity first. I feel like that's so important. And I definitely feel like there's business for everyone, especially in the beauty world. There's so many lanes, whether it's YouTube, whether it's working on set, whether it's being a traveling makeup artist or hairstylist. There's so many different lanes. And I feel if this is your passion and if you truly want to do it, go for it.
All right. And give me one business lesson that had I known this in the beginning, Sky, I would have tried this earlier.
Whew. Um, this is so crazy. I don't know if this is, but I always sit and think like, man, I really wish I would have documented every single person that I have done makeup on or like given a one-on-one to. I really wish that I have gotten like compiled a list of everyone together because I feel like the number would be huge.
Yeah. And again, that content, we live in a world, everyone has to see it to believe it. And not only for them to believe it, but to just validate what your expertise is and what you bring to the industry. I think that's very valid. Wishing you had documented. It's like us being back in the 90s. There was no social media, but if we brought all the things back then to now, like it's just a wealth of knowledge, a track record. So I agree. Now, Elena, where can people find you? Where can we find and learn more about your business?
So you can find me on all social media platforms at Color du Jour, Color DUJOUR, and my website, colordujour.com. And then I also, you can Google my makeup studio, Color du Jour Makeup Studio.
I love it. And one last thing, because this is art. I feel like when I get up in the morning, I'm a masterpiece already, but this is just adding the finishing touches. So in your eyes, is makeup art, and how so?
Yes, makeup is definitely art. I know for me, when I'm having an off day, my makeup application is not going to look good or it's not going to be the same on myself. It is what you create. I love makeup because you can create so many. I love to see my clients happy. I love to see individuals happy, feel good about themselves. And that's art in itself, just making others feel happy with what you're doing on them. It's amazing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Elena Salisbury. We appreciate you. Follow her journey, and more importantly, tap into the conversation. We're talking with Black industry leaders who have made it to the top, and they're giving you tips on how they did it so that you can be at the top as well and sustain yourself when there. I'm Sky Houston. Thank you guys for tapping in today, and thank you to our sponsors, Black McDonald's operators, and you, our listeners. You guys take care.